This is the Part-Time Economist, and today I'm going to be reviewing the book The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. Now, let's start right off with the book. Anytime a child is born, we say, oh, this is my miracle baby, and we tell them that they can grow up and be whatever they want to be, they can have everything they want in life, right? We have this huge picture that anyone can succeed, anyone can do whatever they want. But when we look at the actual statistics, we find that this isn't always the case. For example, 50% of marriages end in divorce. The average household is $137,000 in debt. The average American is 23 pounds overweight, which obviously impacts how they look, but even more importantly, it impacts their quality of life, their well-being, their health. And if you were to select 100 random people and follow them from the day they started working until a point 40 years later, you would find that only 1% of those people would be wealthy. 4% would be financially secure. 5 would still be working because they have to meet ends meet, not because they want to. 54% would be broke and dependent upon others for their subsistence, and 36% of them would be dead. Obviously, that's not what we're wanting. That's not the American dream. That's not the success that everyone should be having. So, the author says, why is there this huge disparity between what we tell people they can have and what people actually achieve? And I want to read this quote word for word from the book. He says, your level of success will rarely exceed your level of personal development, because success is something you attract by the person you become. So, success is all about developing ourselves to make use of the opportunities that we have. It's not luck. We only become successful because of what we do, right? We control our destiny. So, building off that central theme of success as a function of how we develop ourselves, the author puts forward 3 arguments. The first of these, you are just as deserving as anyone else on the planet of a successful, extraordinary, outstanding life. But, number 2, you have to develop yourself to realize this. And number 3, how successful you are can be impacted by how you wake up each morning. So, the author therefore puts forth the miracle morning, which is 6 things that you can do every morning. Well, not that you can do, but you should do regularly from a period of time to be successful. So, this can be remembered using the acronym SAVERS, right? As in you're saving your life, right? So the first is silence. When you wake up each morning, this doesn't mean laying back in bed and being quiet. This means purposeful silence. So it can be meditating, it can be praying, anything that clears your mind, focuses you, and gives you direction for the day. Second, you need to do affirmations. And an affirmation is basically positive self-talk. So you're telling yourself, hey, I'm going to ace this interview. I'm going to do good on this test. I'm going to make that sports team that I was trying out for. You're talking yourself up, not to like hype yourself up, but because when you put yourself in a positive mindset, you're naturally going to direct your body in that direction. Somewhat related is visualization, right? You should picture, okay, I'm picturing myself walking across the stage and receiving my diploma. I'm picturing myself graduating the police academy. Not only am I picturing achieving my goals, but I'm picturing the steps leading up to these, right? So I'm seeing where I want to be in life, but I'm also seeing how I'm going to get there. Next is exercise. Exercise is very important because it gets your blood flowing, it helps you be healthy, all of these things, but it also gives you a positive starting position for the day, right? So you already have those endorphins, you already feel like you've accomplished something, you are already a winner and you've not even been up an hour. Number 5, we're going to read every day. The goal is to do at least 10 pages because over the course of a year, that's 3,650 pages. So depending on how long the book is, that's somewhere in the neighborhood of 15 to 20 books. And why are books so important? Because you can literally read the blueprints for success for any subject that you're interested in. You can read Donald Trump's How to Get Rich. You can read, the philosophers, Epictetus, the discourses, the way to have a successful, peaceful, stoic life. You can read whatever you want from the experts. And then we get to scribing. So you should write something down every day. Whether you do this on a computer, whether you do it on a pen and paper journal, you need to write stuff down for a variety of reasons. One, you can always go back and review. So you can say, wow, 2 months ago I was worried about not getting this promotion, and here I am now, I got the promotion. You can say, hey, I didn't think I would be able to increase my bench press by 10 pounds, but you know what? Not only did I do that, but I increased it by 15. So it's good for reviewing your goals and seeing how you've developed, but it's also important to focus yourself, because you can tell yourself, okay, I want to do this, this, and this today. But when you actually write it down or type it, you're putting focus and clarity to that goals. You're putting it on paper, and it makes it a lot more real. So let's just review really quick. We have the acronym SAVERS, right? We need to have silence, affirmations, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing. So the author says you should wake up an hour prior to when you normally do. So if you wake up at 6 a.m., work up at 5 a.m. If you're on night shift and you wake up at 5 p.m., wake up at 4 p.m. so you can fit these things in. Now, why is it the miracle morning instead of the miracle evening or the miracle lunch break? Well, the biggest thing is that the morning is when you have the time. The morning is when you have the energy. If you wait till you're going to bed, you're going to be too tired to do this stuff. You're going to put it off. But even more importantly, if you read something, or if you write down your goal first thing in the morning, or if you clear your thoughts first thing in the morning, you have the rest of the day to benefit from that. You have the rest of the day to reflect on what you've read and see how it applies to your life. Whereas if you read it in the evening, you're just going to go to bed. So it's definitely important that you do this in the morning. And part of that is waking up on time. So the author gives 5 tips for waking up on time. The author really hates the snooze button on the alarm clocks because you are putting your life on hold. You're saying, you know what, I would rather sleep in that bed as opposed to getting up and taking on life. So, number 1, you need to set a positive stage. Before you even go to bed, you need to think about how excited you're going to be for the day. That way your mind is already in that positive state, thinking, hey, I'm going to get up, I'm going to get after it today. Number 2, you need to move your alarm clock away from your bed so that you physically have to get up and turn it off. Number 3, you need to wake up and start doing mindless tasks. So this could be shaving, this could be brushing your teeth. It's something that allows your body to wake up slowly, but it's still productive. It's still having you do something. Number 4, you need to drink a lot of water. Now, don't pound the water too quick because you're going to get lightheaded, but you need to be hydrated, and there's no better time to start than as soon as you wake up. And then number 5, you need to put on your workout clothes. Why do you need to put on your workout clothes? Because that is part of the 6 things that we're doing every morning. We're doing our exercise, and here's the bonus. You always shower in the morning anyway, so get your workout in and then shower. You kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So, just to recap really quick, the author tells you, here's the American dream, here's what we're actually seeing happen, and here's some ways that you can go from here to having what you want out of life. Now, really quick, I want to talk about 2 reasons that the author says that people don't get what they want out of life. The first of these is simply not having goals, right? If someone was to come up to you today and say, what is your goal? What do you want out of life? A lot of people wouldn't know. And how can you achieve something? How can you focus your energy towards working to something if you don't even have a plan or a goal? But the author gives some suggestions. He says, hey, you don't have to have this all figured out. Make a small goal for yourself. Make it something as simple like, hey, I'm going to find 5 random people today and I'm going to ask them how their day's going. I'm going to smile at everyone I meet. Just doing something to give you a small goal is going to help you with developing those bigger goals later on. And then probably the most important thing that I read in the whole book is that nothing is an isolated event. What does this mean? So if you say, I'm going to wake up early, or I'm going to go to the gym, or I'm not going to have dessert, right? That's a goal you set for yourself. And every time that you compromise on that goal, obviously you're setting yourself back if you have the bad food, right? You're setting back your weight loss goals. You're not getting up early, you're losing out on that productivity. But what's even worse is that you are setting the pattern in your mind, you're conditioning your body to say, hey, I'm going to be the kind of person who compromises my goals. I'm going to be the kind of person that doesn't follow through. So it's a very wide-reaching statement, but I definitely think it's one of the best things in the book is that nothing is an isolated event. Everything you do is forging the foundation of who you're going to become. In conclusion, I think it was a really great book. It's definitely well worth the read, and I would encourage you to read it.